It's the first somewhat lazy day of summer. I've been out here with these guys brushing them with the glove. This is Gray, and she loves this treatment. Cannot get enough. Yeah, I was up at 6:30 to feed them and then back up at 9:30 for good. After we get caught up on our sleep a little bit. Maybe not quite so late. But for right now, we're catching up. Hi, Tux. Hi. Ah, the smell of coffee. Hey, Donnie. It's slightly ironic that on our first day that we don't have to go to downtown Raleigh, that we're headed to downtown Raleigh. We're meeting up with some friends for lunch at the Morgan Street Food Hall, and a place we haven't been before. Think fancy mall food court, but not, like real chefs and real food. Don hasn't had a chance to watch yesterday's video, and his first thing is like, oh, they have updated the dash. Look, I can see my taillights on the ground. I'm like, yes, Donnie, it's in the video. Wow, I put in morgue and the first M-O-R-G, and the first thing it showed me was the Morgan Street Food Hall. I'm always impressed that Ruby and Google and the car, they all know what I'm thinking. See, for me, that's a good thing. So we should be on time with time to park. Ruby says it's 77 out there, and I have to say that it was more pleasant feeling outside this morning than I had anticipated, especially when they're talking mid-90s over the weekend now. So at least people won't be able to say that it's too cold to go swimming this year, because that has happened a few Memorial Days. Although our friend in Colorado, they've got 7 to 8 new inches of snow in Colorado Springs, so I don't know. I guess they'd like for this ridge over here on the East Coast to break probably, so their weather would change up some too. It's a major Tesla dance at the big intersection here in Garner. It did this on old releases too, though. That's not new. Love to hear the engineer talk about why it does that and how they have trouble fixing it. This is a different path into the city than I usually take, so we're left of where I usually come in. I tried this way early on when I was bringing Johnny to school in the 7th grade, the first year we had Ruby, and determined that this path was not for me. It's too crowded. The road's too bumpy, the road narrows, it's confusing which lane goes straight through this first stoplight over here, so, but I like it, it's pretty too. Ruby parallel parked into this spot next to this tree, no problem. So we're not normally on the west side of town, and that's where we are today. Here's the Morgan Street Food Hall. John and I have driven past it, but not been in before. Well, we haven't been inside yet, but they have a really nice patio area here. And I don't know what Citrix is, but Citrix is nearby. Kyle. Well, I knew there was a lot to choose from, and there's a lot to choose from. I got hibachi. Kyle got a bowl. He says he likes the bowl vendor in there. And Don and Johnny are at the hamburger place getting something. Look at Johnny. Yum. He's got grilled cheese and these Italian fries, and that burger's not looking too shabby either.
It isn't how long or how many stops.
We're having really good EV conversation here with Kyle. This has been great. The Morgan, the Street Food Hall.
Happened in the middle? Yeah, happened in the middle. Right.
They're talking about navigation.
The difference is, I've done trips with my GMC, and I know on a typical interstate, I can average miles per hour 60. So if I take the number of miles driven by the number of hours, I usually always get over 60. I get 60, 61. Sure. But just doing rough math on some of these videos that people post, when you do the math on even with the Tesla, you know, it's hard to get much above 55.
Yeah, you'll be here exactly somewhere in the low 50s.
Yeah, so like I was saying, I think another one of my pet peeves about that Volkswagen settlement is we missed our opportunity to solve the charging cable problem. We could have simply said, electrify or Volkswagen, CCS. You will only install CCS.
Look at Germany. They've done that.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then we could have solved this CHAdeMO thing, because now Electrify America, they're putting one CHAdeMO every, they put in
at every location.
At every location.
Right.
But what happens is, people who are unaware of such things, they pull into the most convenient charger, they block the one CHAdeMO.
Right.
And if you're plugging on CCS, the CHAdeMO doesn't work.
Electrify America does not. They have 2 ports, but you cannot plug 2 cars into one.
That's right.
Even if it's a 320 kilowatt one, and they don't allow you to share.
So now we have all this discourse.
Yep.
Yet another place you get some pissed off CHAdeMO person.
Nissan Leaf owners.
Well, well, first of all, what company in the right mind? I mean, I guess that this is where it gets back to all the world wonders, what is Toyota's policy on electric vehicles? What is their real electric vehicle strategy?
I wonder.
Because is it going to be CHAdeMO?
It better not.
Well, yeah, but it's Japanese, right? That's what Nissan said.
That's true. And actually, i3s even in Japan are shipped with CHAdeMO plugs.
Right.
Instead of CCS, which
Yeah,
is
but that's a Japanese
that's
thing.
for Japan. So it's easy enough just to change the plug on the other end and write some software. You can make cars with CHAdeMO adapters or CHAdeMO plugs just for Japan. Like right-hand drive cars serve a smaller market than left-hand drive.
Right. Well, that's part of the whole thing why Europe took longer. The Model 3 got in Europe. They have the amalgamation, I think, is the buzzword that they use. You have to amalgamate it for the country.
Homologate it.
Homologate.
Yep.
Thank you. I big words. I knew it was one of those things. Not a word that boy from Alabama uses very often. Anyway.
We use homologation on the racing side of things, right? Some races only allow you to have street cars or street car-based chassis.
Very good.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was part of the whole reason. But like I said, this charging plug cable thing, look, I'm a Tesla fanboy, admit it, dyed in the wool. But the thing about it is, Tesla went out and they took the money out of their own pocket.
Yep.
Okay? The Electrify America was supposed to be a fine, punishment.
Right.
It was supposed to be painful for the company.
Right, and now we've given them a huge profit.
But we're giving them basically government endorsement of
Yes.
their way of doing business. I mean,
agree.
The Volkswagen is going to look back in 10 years and look back and say, the greatest thing that ever happened to us was Dieselgate. Because it gave us the government endorsement of our business model.
Well, look, I don't know if we're in a better spot eventually, if Dieselgate will ever offset itself with Electrify America.
Right.
I believe it probably will at some point.
Right.
In terms of emissions offset. Who knows? Whatever that works out to be.
Time will tell.
But I think, without question, aside from the Dieselgate issues, aside from VW, from a pure electric vehicle driving standpoint, we're in a better spot today because of Electrify America. For whatever reasons they came up, that they're around for us to charge long distance.
I will agree with that to a point. But I believe that EVgo, ChargePoint, you name it, would have put a DC fast charger up at
Pleasant Valley Promenade.
Somebody else would have been glad to pick that spot. Electrify America has done nothing but, because of a government endorsement, gone ahead and cherry-picked the primo charging locations that any other charging company that doesn't, if they could have got free government backing, would have picked those same ones.
But would they have gotten that government backing?
Well, no,
at some point, probably.
But why did why do we hand this to
Volkswagen? It's all in the front line in the news.
That's right.
You're right. It's in the news.
I go back to my thing. The third suggestion, my idea, as far as I know, I haven't heard it on any YouTubes or podcasts. This was a Don Miller original.
It's about to be on YouTube. Are you ready?
I told the governor's representative that to speed the adoption of electric vehicles, we need to raise the automobile dealer's license fee to like $500,000 a year, $1 million a year, some ungodly amount of money. And every time they sell an electric car, they get $1,000 back or $100 back or $50. You pick it. In fact, from year to year, you could adjust how much credit each electric vehicle they sell gets them back.
It's a referral program in reverse.
Right. Well, right now, look, all the car dealers, let me be careful, most of the car dealers that I'm aware of are nothing but literally multi-state, almost national corporation. Hendrick,
99%.
they're big. They are not
new car dealers.
I'm talking new car dealers.
Yeah.
They're not mom and pop like they used to be. They are not local whatsoever.
They all got bought out.
They all are big boys.
Yep.
So what you could do is they're paying, I don't know what it is, but the dealer's license is like $500 a year.
I don't know. It's insignificant amount of money.
Insignificant amount of money.
Small.
Yeah.
So all you got to do is, like I say, let's just make it $1 million a year.
Right.
And what would happen is they say, well, oh my God, we got to sell electric cars. And then they said, well, wait a minute, we're Chrysler. We don't got no electric cars to sell. Well, those big Chrysler dealerships, they could go beyond Chrysler and says, we need electric cars to sell.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're going to change our dealership to Tesla.
Right.
Or somebody who
Right.
sells electric cars.
Right.
And if a dealer is adamant about not selling electric cars, I'm sure their customers can go on the internet and buy an electric car from their competitor real easy.
I wonder, that would get so much pushback from the
Oh yeah, well there's what we should do and there's what we can do.
But it would cost the state nothing because the car dealers who refuse to sell electric cars,
they just pay the fine.
They pay the IV, and the ones that do, you just use their money to give it back to them.
Right.
This is the kind of luck I have when I park Ruby. Guys come and do work near where I've parked, and Ruby's over here. I'm sure she's fine. They're trying to pile in the car over here. If we would just summons it forward a few feet, or Don get in and move it because he's not blocked. After dropping Kyle off, we're coming through the new Raleigh Union Station, but we're coming in the reverse direction from the direction I showed it the last time, which is actually kind of cool. I guess it lets you in there, but then you've got to sort of go back out the way you came in. But this all do pretty cement and stuff down here. It's nice. Dawn noticed this BMW i8 in traffic. All right, Don and Johnny are giving me a hard time because we saw this really sweet Maserati. And
that's your words. I just said there's a Maserati. That's all I said. You're the ones adding all these adverbs and adjectives to it.
Well, anyway, Don says, yeah, I always spot the symbol on it. And I said, oh yeah, the pitchfork.
Yeah. One man's pitchforks, another man's trident.
I'm just a northern girl transplanted into a southern world. We have pitchforks in North Carolina. Right. Well, lunch was very enjoyable. We talked for 2.5 going on 3 hours. It was easy talking, just EVs and cars and YouTube video ideas, and it was a lot of fun. We really enjoyed that. And you'll recognize this stretch of road 401. We're headed back to Fuquay now. It has ended up being a really pretty day. Now they're still calling for record temps this weekend. Johnny's over there with Tux. But for now, it was just nice today. So Johnny and I are headed out for an hour of Pokemon Go raiding. It's from 6 to 7 p.m. Ruby now has a shiny bronzer. The rest of us would like to get a shiny bronzer. And there's 2 new Pokemon we don't have out there. So I think this is mostly going to be about finding which gyms to go battle. And Kelly and her husband are out there if we need extra people, because we've just got mine, Johnny, and Ruby's account for like a level 5 or something. They might could come help us. And Don, he gets to go run. But hey, no bronzer or Shinx raids in town. I was wrong about there being 2 new Pokemon. I feel silly about it, but it was the evolution of Beedorf and Buizel, and I don't care about those. We just did a Miss Drevis raid over here. And I guess we're gonna either drive back toward downtown Raleigh, not all the way, or toward Holly Springs. I'm trying to decide and see what we can see, but there's no bronzer raid in Fuquay. So it was kind of a bust. We didn't make it to the bronzer raid up here in Holly Springs because, well, it's in a bad location, that gym, in the middle of like a ball field. I don't know, I don't raid in Holly Springs, and every time I come to Holly Springs to try to raid, I get frustrated. So, but we saw Kelly, and we saw several other friends over in Holly Springs, and got to socialize, which was fun, and that was good. And I did get that shiny Absol, and I hit my 1,000 research tasks completed and got my medal. So there was definite fun stuff going on, just not the shiny bronzer on my account or Johnny's account that I might have been hoping for. I always have greeters. Donnie came out to greet me. The cats are here to greet me. Donnie says he wants to do his wheels before he puts her up for the night.
Yeah. Can I do my wheels? My stuff.
So what are you spraying on the wheels now?
Oh, I still like the RainX.
Right, the really inexpensive RainX windshield washer fluid cleaner in the big gallon jug.
That's right.
But what is this? This is not that, because that's
this is the
that's orange. This is pink.
Wolfgang. It's like the Wash and Shine, but it's another brand. This stuff works okay. It's just, you know, cheap.
Okay.
You know, my favorite, inexpensive. I like the RainX best of all. It's just I'm running low on it, and I've got just enough to do it until we get some more. So.
Oh, I got an excuse to go to Walmart tomorrow?
You need to get us
okay, all right. I'm always looking for a Walmart excuse.
I'm not out, but I'm saving that last little bit, you know, just in case I need to use it for like doing windshields and stuff like that.
Okay.